Imagine working relentlessly for 10 years, climbing yourself up the corporate ladder, but constantly having this gnawing feeling in the back of your mind. You could be doing more. This was Codie Sanchez, and this is how she built a $100 million empire on YouTube in just 5 years. We're going to go through her content strategy, her monetization strategy, and how she produces all of this content in less than 2 hours per week. You see, when you look at Codie's channel, you probably see all sorts of different video ideas, business breakdowns, podcast talks, interviews, speeches. Yet after analyzing her top 30 uploads, we found 3 simple ideas accounted for 82% of those views. Businesses that never fail, business experiments, business ideas and examples. Out of Codie's highest performing videos, there were only 8 videos that weren't within these content categories. They accounted for just 18% of the views in the top 30. The vast majority of Codie's ideas come from 3 simple ideas. And here's the secret. This is the same for every channel, yours included. Mr. Beast generated 2 billion views from $1 versus $1 billion format. 2.4 billion views on survival videos. My old channel, The Zach and Jay Show, where I got these bad boys, grew 50 million views from one format. You see, ideas have got the most leverage on growth, and formats have the most leverage on generating ideas. Every entrepreneur has a million ideas that they could create on YouTube, and it is your job to ruthlessly find the ones that work. Think about how much easier it is to create when you're crystal clear on what performs and you only create that. That is the situation Codie Sanchez is in. Instead of thinking about every idea possible, she's thinking, what business ideas are interesting and unique? What are some fail-safe businesses that I can share with the world? What experiments can I run on making money?
I just bought 10 acres of land for less than $10,000. Why? To figure out if the American dream is still alive and if we could buy it for cheap.
Knowing what works takes Codie from the thousands of ideas that she could create to focus on the select few that actually work. And it goes even further when you look at her shorts.
Why are your favorite stores disappearing?
The rich are moving their money, and I think all you have to do is follow.
Real estate is an awful way for you to actually make money.
We analyzed her highest performing shorts, and there was one format that generated 20 million views.
Ryan Reynolds is now a billionaire, but it's actually not from acting. It's from this one thing that he calls fast advertising.
Celebrity business breakdowns have generated over 31 million views from just 4 uploads. So simple, so repeatable. Could we do a video on Jessica Alba's $550 million Honest company? What about Selena Gomez's Rare Beauty, giving her billionaire status at 32? Or Hailey Bieber selling Rhode skincare for $1 billion at 28 years old with just 10 products in 3 years? Entrepreneur watching this, again, ideas have got the highest leverage on growth. Content categories have the highest leverage on generating ideas. When we combine long form and short form views, Codie's generated over 60 million of them from just 4 ideas. If you don't know what content works in your niche, you're growing 10% of what you could be. Codie didn't spend years guessing what to create. She ruthlessly found what worked and doubled down on it, saving years of progress in the process. Now let's go into monetization, and let me tell you, this one gets juicy. First of all, if you're relying on brands and AdSense to pay the bills, you are getting crushed by channels with superior monetization. A growth strategy without a monetization strategy is a bad growth strategy. This is a key, crucial element in Codie's success. Not only is a monetization strategy build a $100 million empire, it helps her grow faster too. So what does she do for it? First of all, she's got what we like to call a slippery offer slide. You get on at the bottom and you seamlessly get sent up to the top, spending more money at every single stage. Codie's basically got something to sell everyone. She's got a $20 book, a $100 course, a $2,000 course, an $11,000 course and community. She'll buy 10% of your company with contrarian thinking capital. She'll buy your whole company with Main Street Holding Company, and she'll charge a cool $100,000 to speak at your event. Codie's got something to sell everyone, and entrepreneurs that are only focused on one area of the market usually are leaving lots of money on the table. Rich people want to give you tens of thousands of dollars if they trust you. People without as much money, there's thousands of them that could be buying small ticket offers. Codie has something for everyone. She's doing very well financially as a result. Step 2. Each purchase makes you more inclined to buy the next. Once someone is interested in the topic after buying a book, then you want to see how they can get finance. That's where the $100 course comes in. Once they know how to finance the business, they want to know about how to buy the business, every other aspect of that. And when they're really ready to pull the trigger, that's when they want to join a community. They want to have the deal reviewed. They want to work with experts. That seamlessly glides them starting at $20 all the way to $11,000. Step 3, have huge upside with your offers. Out of 5 million views a month, which is roughly what Codie generates, if she sells just 90 tickets a month, that's $1 million a month she's generating. With 5 million views, you can expect 50K per month with brand deals and AdSense. If just 0.002% of people buy this 11K offer, she's got a 12 million a year business. A lot of creators don't realize how much value is in their audience. With 5 million views a month, you can expect around $50,000 in AdSense and brand deals. With 90 sales of an $11,000 product, converting just 0.002% of that audience, you've got a $12 million a year business. A lot of creators don't realize how much value is in their audience, and they miss out not having a high ticket offer. Final point, and this is one that everyone misses. Each purchase makes them a deeper fan of Codie. And this is sort of counterintuitive. People think the more an entrepreneur sells on YouTube, the less that they're going to be liked. It's actually the opposite way around when you get it right. Imagine if someone watches a video, they're probably spending 7 minutes with you. Then they're going to watch another hour of someone else. If they buy a course from you for just $100, they've spent money on you, and they're going to watch that course for 2 hours. They've spent 10 times the amount of time watching your content. They're even more likely to be a deeper fan and buy from you again. She has a brand flywheel at play here. So the more people spend, the more people like her, and the more people spend again, and the more she gets liked. It just keeps going. Okay, we've covered growth and how she generates 300 million views and 6 million a month. We've covered monetization and how she's generating $12 million a year with 90 sales. The next step, and this is make or break for entrepreneurs, can they get out of their own way so they don't spend all their time creating? Dan Kennedy says, the business that can spend the most money to acquire a customer wins. We think the channel that can make the most per view wins. Codie's generated 300 million views. She's averaging 5 million views a month. And our bet, she's probably spending less than 90 minutes a week creating content. Let's have a look at the open position she's got and she's hiring for right now. When creating a $100 million YouTube empire, you need to remove yourself from the production process. Every entrepreneur should be looking to fire themselves from every role other than filming every 3 months. You need to create an inverse relationship between the time invested on YouTube and business success. Most entrepreneurs are like this. The more time they spend on YouTube, the more views they get. You need a system, so the less time you spend, the more the business grows, not the other way around. But how do you actually do this? Because you can't just hire people to do the job without a strategy. Rules of scale. You need a good growth strategy. For a good growth strategy, you need a good monetization strategy. And to get those things, Codie applied something she learned on Wall Street working with the mega rich. You steal someone's 10,000 hours.
Consultants, there's somebody who has a marketable skill that you pay in order to steal their 10,000 hours.
Who's better time to steal than the most sought after, validated, legitimate, charming YouTube consultant for entrepreneurs in the world?
For instance, we have a consultant that taught us how to do YouTube. Shout out Jamie.
That would be myself, yeah, correct. That's what I've done there, Chuck. You see that in the edit? Do you think you'll be able... Codie Sanchez hired the president of Mr. Beast. If that's not investing her monetization strategy into scale, I don't know what is. These are the 3 fundamentals Codie used to build a $100 million empire. Individually, these foundations are extremely powerful, but it's only when you seamlessly combine them that it's possible to build a $100 million empire that compounds. But there's also something special that I want to mention about what Codie's built that so many people miss. Everyone that we work with, they want to know the YouTube strategy growth methodologies. They want to know how to do thumbnails and how to do titles and how to do hooks. What are we not doing that the experts are? You could follow every single step on how Codie created this massive empire, but you're going to miss one key ingredient. And this thing's bigger than YouTube. She completely owns the category. Rule 4, of the immutable laws of a brand. To build a brand, don't add more verticals, expand the market. And that's exactly what Codie has done flawlessly. When Codie started 5 years ago with an earphone in an ear and recording on a webcam, how many people were talking about buying more in businesses? 0. This is key to freedom for the common American. Codie has created a message that is bigger than herself, and she's doubled down on every social platform possible. Previously, if you were locked into your job, absolutely hating it, you'd be stuck. You'd have to take this huge risk and quit. Now, you can start speaking about your biggest passion with a webcam and an earphone. You can reach 300 million people and make $100 million in just 5 years. What other time has this been possible? So you, watching this at home, if you're feeling trapped with that gnawing sense that you could be doing more, you're living in the best time in history to build your future. What's stopping you do it?